I find myself standing in a narrow and rather gloomy alley. I pull the new cloak up over my nose, stepping over the contents of emptied chamber pots. Something weighs heavily inside one of the cloak's pockets. My coin purse. Every last coin that I'd scraped together for the journey to Iridia is still inside. The purse doesn't even look like it was opened. There were so few coins to begin with, they probably weren't worth stealing. I glance back at the clinic's closed door. Karash didn't take any payment. He didn't even ask for a future favor. But he also said that in Iridia, secrets are power. Does he expect me to give up mine at some point? That's not exactly a comforting thought. Still, no matter why he did it, Karash gave me a second chance and a lead on where I might find help. I'd better get going before he changes his mind. I squeeze out of the alley and into the crowded main street. The line outside Karash's clinic stretches down the road. Two thin peddlers queue alongside weathered elders. If any place is in desperate need of a free clinic, it's this one. The cobblestones are treacherously rough under my feet, deep grooves worn between them by regular flooding and decades of hard use. I knew Iridia was a river city, but I didn't expect it to look so eroded. The buildings are tired and dilapidated, all crammed together in narrow streets. And there's something else, a charge in the air, like the shift in pressure before a storm. It's subtle, little more than a faint, persistent thrumming, but I can't seem to shake the sensation. A child darts by, clutching something greasy wrapped in paper. The smell of fried food drifts over to me, and my stomach gives a faint gurgle.
This morning's catch. Fried up, hot and fresh. Not too many eyeballs today.
That sounds disgusting, but I'm starving, so I duck my head under the stall's grubby awning. A large fish leers up at me, its three bulging eyes still visible through the thick layer of crispy batter. The vendor gives me a gap-toothed grin. "What's the cheapest thing you've got?" The vendor points at a metal basket of what looks like long strips of savory fried dough.
Fresh long, lads. 3 copper apiece. Don't burn your mouth.
I take the coins out, counting them gingerly. At this rate, I might not even be able to afford dinner. Reluctantly, I drop the payment on the counter and take my meal. Two streets later, I pass under a wrought iron archway, adorned with dangling garlands of red and pink lilies. The buildings in this quarter are a dizzying riot of color, painted walls and tinted glass everywhere I look. Sheer red and pink curtains flutter in open doorways. Musical voices call out invitingly. Incense mingles with the pungent scent of flowers, barely covering the salt and musk of warm bodies. This must be Iridia's entertainment district. I'm polishing off my food and dusting the crumbs from my hands when I spot a poster. It features the silhouette of a smiling man wearing a single dagger-like earring and the words, "The Adderstone," printed above his head. If Leander is the leader of the Adderstone, then the face printed on the poster is likely his. I follow the line of identical posters around a corner and nearly hit my head on a precariously dangling wooden sign. Looking up, faded orange letters read, "The Wet Wick." The facade of the building looks like it's seen better days, but I hear faint music and laughter coming from inside. It's not even midday, yet the wick is packed. A loose collection of Iridians crowd the bar, taking up the tables and gathering in the spaces between. They speak amongst each other in hushed voices, their faces drawn and grave. I can sense their apprehension even without hearing their words. A cursory glance doesn't turn up anyone with a dagger-shaped earring, and I'm considering searching the bar when a loud voice carries across the room.
Now, I'm no prior or curator. I'm not much for paperwork or pencil pushing. And honestly, I don't even think those robes come in my size.
I crane my neck, but the crowd is too dense for me to see the speaker.
Gather round. I want to show you all something.
There's no time to move out of the way. The audience surges toward the center of the room in a sudden torrent. I'm caught and swept along with them. Hey! The clatter of falling chairs and tables being shoved aside drowns out my complaints. I thrash and throw out my elbows as heavy bodies press into mine. My hip knocks into a table. I grip it, holding on tight to steady myself, but the crowd has stilled. A pair of gilded boots stride across the tabletop.
If you want nothing but guidelines, impractical policies, and needless bureaucracy, you know where to go.
I drag my eyes upward. A man towers on the table in front of me, arms spread as he addresses his rapt audience.
But I'm not going to wait for word from on high.
His impassioned words provoke nods and excited whispers. But nothing is as captivating as his brilliant smile. He beams at the crowd around him, a performer on his makeshift stage.
And unlike those clerics, I don't need the abbess's approval to cast a spell or two.
As he raises his hands above the audience, the dagger-shaped earring dangling from his left ear catches the light in a flash of gold. It seems like I found Leander.
These are our streets. We make our own luck here.
He snaps, and a flash of pale green light erupts from his hand. With a flick of his wrist, Leander conjures a ribbon of glittering light. A delicate flower stem sprouts from between his pinched fingers. One by one, glowing lily petals unfurl. Leander raises the flowers with a flourish, and the bar bursts into clapping and cheers. A magic demonstration was the last thing I expected from a place called the Wet Wick. Leander plucks the shimmering flowers out of the air and turns in a slow circle.
Now, who could use some good luck?
Eager onlookers scoot closer to the table, but Leander's cool, green eyes slide right over them and lock onto me instead.
How about you?
My chest grows tight. Suddenly, I'm in the spotlight. I reach out and take the flowers from him, all too aware of my trembling fingers. There's no weight to them, only a faint warmth that radiates from the stems. As soon as the lilies leave Leander's hand, they dim and they fade away in a shower of opalescent light. To my surprise, Leander laughs under his breath.
That's the problem with flowers. They don't last long, but they leave an impression, right?
He grins at me, and I find myself smiling back. Leander steps off the table, dropping among the excited crowd with a clink.
All right, show's over. Back to work, everyone.
The audience disperses, and Leander heads toward the bar. Now's my chance. I start after him, only to find myself face to face with one of his followers.
Where do you think you're going?
I need to talk to Leander.
Uh-huh. You and a half of Lowtown. Leander's busy right now. Adderstone business. Come back tonight.
After the moment we shared, surely Leander can spare a word. But the follower crosses her arms, unmoved. I glance over her shoulder, hoping to catch a glimpse of Leander. As though sensing my gaze, he looks up, and for a moment, our eyes lock. Then, Leander turns away to murmur something to the group gathered around him. The follower moves to block my view.
You hear me?
I'm not looking for trouble. This doctor, Karash, said I should find Leander.
That's...
She's interrupted by a hand resting on her shoulder.
Karash sent you?
He said you could help me. Leander nods at the woman, and she steps aside wordlessly.
Follow me.
He leads me to the crowded bar. There's so little room that his broad shoulder presses against mine. I tense, but he doesn't seem to mind at all.
Sorry about that. The Adderstone watch out for one another, but they can be overprotective at times.
Lesson learned. Leander flashes me a broad grin.
You're new to Iridia, aren't you?
He says it with a genuine air of curiosity. Do I stick out that much?
No, but I'm certain I would remember seeing a face as lovely as yours around Lowtown.
My eyes drop to the polished countertop. I'm not used to flattery, and being this close makes eye contact difficult. As if on cue, the bartender approaches us.
What'll it be?
Surprise me, and add anything my friend wants to my tab.
Water's fine. While the bartender leaves to fix our drinks, Leander leans his elbows on the counter. His sleeves ride up, revealing a long, raised scar. I catch myself following its winding path across his forearm. Leander's eyes wander over me in return. When they lock on my bandaged hands, a bitter taste rises in my throat. Here comes the questions.
Is there any chance Karash sent you here for cheap drinks or barely edible appetizers?
No. He pushes his hair back from his forehead, sighing when it immediately falls back into place.
That's the doctor for you. Always business. I'm not sure he even knows how to relax.
The bartender pushes a pair of glasses our way. I don't realize how thirsty I am until the cool water touches my lips. Beside me, Leander takes a deep swig from his glass.
So, how can I help you?
I need to get to the cenobium. As soon as the word cenobium leaves my mouth, the group standing nearby falls silent. From the wary looks thrown my way, it's clear that I've broken some taboo.
Ah, it had to be the cenobium.
Leander pushes away from the counter.
Let's continue this conversation outside.
I rise to follow him.